What's up, beautiful people? My name is Jordan and welcome to my channel. So I just got back from The Grudge. Before I start, I have to preface this by saying I am a huge fan of the original Japanese Ju-on films and the Grudge remakes, the American Grudge remakes. They are odd, quirky, horrifying. Very, very well done. Even Grudge 2 and 3, which were a little bit campy, still terrifying and still had a really good aesthetic and a really good story. This film, as I don't think anybody should go and see this movie. Not a single soul. Please save your money. Do not go and see this film. It is the worst, and I'm not even joking, the worst film I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen The Bye Bye Man, which was atrocious. But The Grudge 2020 was a disgrace to horror as a genre. It seemed like it was just a Grudge fan fiction that was haphazardly put together without any thought. I cannot, when the movie finished and it said Sam Raimi, producer, I was shocked that he gave his okay on this film because it is a absolute mess and a train wreck, and it made absolutely no sense. I am a huge fan of The Grudge, even though The Grudge terrifies me. Nothing in the world terrifies me as much as The Grudge. Kayako, Toshio, that whole universe, the whole aesthetic, the whole everything. Like, she's in the freaking attic. She croaks because she was strangled to death. She was abused. Her son, Toshio, which, okay, I'm giving the story on the Grudge, like Ju-on and like the 2004 Grudge. Okay, Toshio and Kayako were murdered by their father and husband, respectively, and the little boy, Toshio, was drowned with his cat in the same bathwater, which is why their souls melted, which is why the little boy meows as a ghost, and it's terrifying. The whole aesthetic, which Kayako was murdered, was choked to death, which is why she makes the croaking sound. Okay, so this is kind of where the spoilers are going to start. So if you don't want spoilers, if you really want to go see this film and waste the money, go right ahead. But I will be spoiling this film starting right now. So this film made absolutely no sense. It tried to attribute back to, it's probably the wrong word. I'm very tired. It's almost 1 a.m. It tried to allude back to the Grudge, 2004 American Grudge. It tried by saying that the American nurse before Yoko, which is the young nurse that you see at the beginning of The Grudge, get murdered. They say that it starts with the story of this nurse, and she's this American, like, kind of middle-aged nurse, and she is like, I'm coming home, I can't be here anymore, blah, blah, blah. So she goes home, and then she ends up murdering her family and becoming the American Grudge. That's not how it works. Like, what? It made no sense. Like, if anything, Kayako would have followed her back to America, yes, and would have killed her because she stepped foot in the house, but wouldn't have touched her family. Like, her family didn't step foot in the house. Why would she kill her? And why would the woman develop the power into killing her family and becoming the Grudge? It made no sense. Like, the whole gist of The Grudge and the whole gist of Ju-on, which means the Grudge, It means when someone dies in the fit of a powerful rage, you basically turn into a ghost and you murder the people who inhabit the place that you were murdered. It's a whole like thing, and it does have Japanese connotations. So how is this woman, this American woman, developing the power of a Juon and a grudge without having a grudge? They tried to throw in some like fake bullshit that she was abused, but she wasn't. And it was confusing and it made no sense. And it just made no sense. And then half of the film, the grudge was her husband, which the grudge isn't a man. The grudge, it aesthetically it made absolutely no sense. I'm getting a little bit off track because I'm even confusing myself with how convoluted this entire thing was. I could probably list 50 things wrong with this film. What else? The little girl, her daughter, was not scary at all. And the mom killed her for no reason. Like, they tried to make it a little kind of backwards story and say that she was abused and that the mom was being abused by the husband, and so she killed the husband and then went and killed her daughter. But that's not a good thing to portray on screen. Being abused and then killing her, like, it made no sense. Like, it was the most backwards shit. It tried to make the American nurse into the role that the Japanese father was in The Grudge and Ju-on, with murdering the wife and the child. The whole reason why he does that is because he finds a journal, and the wife, Kayako, was in love with a American teacher. And so she was like cheating on him, which is why he goes crazy, which is what creates the whole Ju-on in the first place. The American version of this, first of all, how did she develop it? Never explains it. And how did it become a grudge and a Ju-on when that is a strictly Japanese thing? And the whole gist of the grudge, there was no grudge, so how is there a grudge? Because also the grudge was not scary. The woman was this American woman. She was supposed to be the grudge. She was not scary at all. She didn't make a face to warrant a croaking sound. It was all jump scares. Like, she would just go boo. She would go like, ah. Like, she would just go, ah. It's like, you weren't choked to death. The whole reason why Kayako makes the sound she does is because she was strangled to death and she got her windpipe crushed. So that's why she makes the croaking sound. You weren't choked or anything like that to make that sound. And she just, they put too much makeup on this woman, like to make her look like she was decayed, which was the only like jump scare type of thing. It wasn't like the whole simplicity of The Grudge is this woman who just goes, and she doesn't have any makeup on. She might have like a little bit of blood splatter. She might be like blue because she was choked. And she moves like really creepy without any CGI, just like this. And it's terrifying. The simplicity of it is terrifying. But this, it kind of seemed like it was like the Evil Dead remake, where that's kind of the face she made, but she was making the croaking sound. It had no business being a Grudge film. It could have been a standalone. Honestly, this movie would have never been greenlit if it didn't have the name The Grudge behind it. because Hollywood, we just need to stop making remakes. We need to stop. Just make films that are new and exciting, okay? Like I was so looking forward to being scared, and I was not scared at all. And The Grudge is something that truly terrifies me, and this, I felt nothing. The only scary part of the entire film was the very beginning, where it shows her in Japan and it has Kayako. Like, and she's in like a trash can, a trash bag. And it was terrifying. That was the only scary part of the entire film, when it was actually Kayako. So, yeah, it was bad. So disappointed. I wanted to come home. I wanted to not be able to sleep tonight. I got in my car after the film and I didn't even look into my back seat. That's how unscared I was. Do not go see this movie. And if you do go see this movie, watch Ju-on and The Grudge and all that first, so that you can treat this film like a farce. I really hope these people aren't going to see this new Grudge and thinking that this is The Grudge, because it's not. It was so convoluted and so wrong, with absolutely no direction and no sense whatsoever. No direction. But like, huge disappointment. So anyways, if you saw The Grudge, let me know what you thought of it. If you've seen the other ones, let me know what you think of them. Do not go see this film. It has like a 12 on Rotten Tomatoes. Great job, guys. I have no idea how this movie got greenlit. It was an absolute steaming pile of horribleness. So anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. I rarely do movie reviews, but when I do movie reviews, I put my all into them, and I put all of my thoughts into them, and this was my thoughts. I thought that a few actors were really good, but overall it was just a train wreck. Yeah. I do want to give Lin Shaye some props, because she did the best with what she had. And it was bad. It had so many different flashbacks and stories that didn't even connect. It's just painful to watch. All right, I'm gonna stop complaining, and I'm gonna go watch a film that hopefully has more scarability. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Y'all are awesome. Click a big like on this video. Consider subscribing if you'd like. Yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Doodles.